There we go. Okay, I should be good now. All right. Should be good now. Should be good now. Can you let me know? Let me know if you can hear me now. All right. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry about that, you guys. Oh, anyway, all good now. Yay. Okay. Hi, Keisha. Hi, Catherine and Mo. Nice to see you guys. And yeah, I think we're good. Good morning, Golf and Mary from Florida. Gosh, I hope you're not in that Fort Lauderdale area that's having the I don't know if it's just a storm, a tropical storm, or a hurricane. I saw something on the news the other day. Hi, Jan. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys aren't sick of Hues of Happiness and Happiness Abounds, because that's what we're going to use today, because I'm not sick of it. I love it. Got my tea. I'm a little late this morning with my tea. Okay. Well, I think we can get started. Good morning, Donna. How are you today? Kind of a gloomy day in our neighborhood, isn't it? Whoa. Rain again. I don't know. My peonies. This is my primary time for peonies, and it's always like, what's going to happen first? The peonies will open, and I'll get them cut and brought some inside, or the rain will bash them, or the hail will come and bash them. So it looks like the rain is going to win out this year over my peonies. You're in mid-Florida. All good here. Yeah, you're kind of safer in the middle there. Good. Catherine, you just ordered the suite. Yeah, it's really hard to resist. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, shall we get started? I'll show you what we're going to make today. All right, here we go. So this is the Happiness Abounds stamp set and the Blossoming Happiness dies that go with it, which is great. When you buy things in a bundle, you save 10%. And there's so many other fabulous things that go with the bundle. And I'm just going to grab this to show you guys something and move over to my stamping area. Okay, so what I love about the dies is that we have dies that actually, let me move this up a bit, line up with the images. And there's dies for all these flowers and the leaves. And then there's a couple of specialty dies that come with it that are really cool. And they are these ones here. They're like, this one creates sort of like a film strip. I used it the other day. And this one looks more like a notebook. Like if you tore a page out of a notebook that had like rings on it. Does that make sense? So love that. Patsy Waggoner, who is my border buddy, she lives in Minnesota. Her and I create a PDF tutorial every month, and it's free when you make a purchase in our stores. So if you live in Canada, you can purchase through me. And if you live in the United States, you would purchase through Patsy. And I've got the links there for our stores just above this video when it's finished. So you'll find that really easily. So if you've ever wondered what our PDF looks like, let me show you. Looks like this. And it's sent to you electronically, and then you print it off. So what we've got here is we give you a few little teasers here of the cards that are going to be included. And then we also give you all the supplies if you want to order the supplies. Okay. And then for each card, and I'll show you the card that I made the other day. I think it was card number 5. Let me see here. Yes, here it is. So I showed you how to make this card the other day. Let me grab it. So you can go back and watch the replay of that. So that's the card I made the other day, where we stamped and we colored with the blends. And then I showed you how the dies also cut out the flowers right from the designer series paper. And then we decorated an envelope flap with some of that gorgeous paper. So the directions are really easy to follow. And like I said, you get directions for 6 cards. So just bear that in mind. I also have a class that I offer featuring the products from the PDF. So that registration is open until now, until June 15th. And it's a kit. It's only available to Canadians as a kit. And I mail you all the supplies you need to make 4 of those 6 cards. And if you live in the United States, you can purchase the PDF only if you want, if you don't want to make a purchase in the store. Okay? Canadians can order the PDF too. Sorry. All right, so let's get started. So today I wanted to show you how you can create a card using just the designer series paper and some of the dies. Okay, so I started with one of my favorite colors. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Janet. One of my favorite colors. I like all the purples, and this one is Highland Heather. So it's a lighter of the 2 purples. There's Gorgeous Grape, which is darker, and then we've got Fresh Freesia, which I think is a purple. So I'm going to include that one. So what I've done is I cut my paper to 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. And then let's just give that a nice little crease. I've gone ahead and cut out a piece of the designer series paper. And I wanted to stick with the purples. Now I should have, I've been thinking this morning, I taught a class online yesterday, and I've got another one this afternoon, so I'm not kind of, what am I trying to say, at my peak of paying attention. I should have had some of the DSP out. But anyway, I've shown it to you on other videos, and you can check that out there. And I'll show you some more samples later, which has got lots of the DSP featured. So we're going to go ahead and just glue this. It's so hard to put glue on this side of the paper because of all the pretty flowers, but I like the other side too. So, and it would be too busy to use this side for the project that we're doing today. So let's just stick that on. Now this one is cut to 4 by 5 1/4. So it's just a 1/4 inch smaller on all the sides. Okay, make sure I'm in the shot. Ooh, way down here. I should put a little X here. Know where to stand and where to put my stuff. Hi, Marianne. Welcome. Yes, I love purple. Okay, Janet and I are purple freaks, I think. All right, next up, I've got a piece of just our basic white. Now, this one is cut 5 by 3.5, but it's kind of arbitrary because I'm going to be using a brand new set of dies called Deckled Rectangles dies, and I love these, okay? And so I just need one that's big enough to cut out. I'm going to make sure I've got the right one here. Yes, I just want it big enough to cut out that die, okay? So let's bring in our Baby Boss. And we're going to have the gray plate, which is number 3, and plate number 2. And then we can put this on. And plate number 2 on top, and we'll feed that through. Hi, Sharon from West Texas. Bet it's hot down there. West Texas. Yes. Now, my family lives in Austin, and she posted the temps the other day, and it was like 102 or something. And I thought, oh, anyway, she was lamenting that it was so hot. So I'm not sure if you're in, I don't even know. Is that West Texas? Ugh, Texas is so huge. I never know what part's what. Such a big state. Okay, so next I want to use this fantastic die. Now this is from the Blossoming Happiness dies. Okay, so I want to cut that out. Now I could have done this. I want to show you something. I could have done this. I could have cut this piece and this piece at the same time. But I find when I'm using my mini that I like to do them a little separately. It's just, I get a better cut, I feel. But it does work. It does work. So let's just lay that on there. I love this die. This die is so cool. You'll see why in a minute. You do need those torn dies, Keisha. What are you waiting for? Absolutely deckled rectangles. And you know what's really funny is that, hi Valerie, hi Linda, is that I didn't even notice them, okay? I didn't even notice them. And then I posted a question on my demonstrator team page. What's the first thing you're going to buy from the annual catalog? And one of my team said, oh, the deckled rectangle dies. And I thought, what are those? Am I ever glad I asked? Because I'm in love with them. Okay, so we're going to do that. And we can put that back on my magnetic sheet. Now I'm going to just take a pick. And I'm just going to use my fingernail to get some of these out. Now, when you're working with this die, you're going to think, why don't these ones come out? See these ones? They're sort of, I'm going to just push it from the other side so you can see what I'm talking about. These ones here do not come out. They're not supposed to cut. So I'm just going through and taking out the ones that should come out. And then I'm going to show you what you do with the rest of them. You could actually rub these like this and they'll all pop out, but sometimes it's fun to poke. I have these weird things that I like to do. Sort of an obsessive thing I've decided. Where I like to poke out stuff. Okay. There we go. Getting there. Getting there. Getting there. I think that's about all I need to poke out. I think. If I leave one or two, it's not the end of the world. All right. Of course, and I should have done it a little more systematically, right? Instead of, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to, does anyone else do that? I do this. I take a piece of cardstock and I scoop up all those little bits off my workspace. Now, what I want to do is turn this over and take a pick, and I'm going to push these forward. Now, you don't have to do them all. I will quickly do them all just so that you can see, whoops, what this is going to look like. And what you're trying to do is create dimension by having them stand up a little bit. So just go through and do that. Let's see, I've got a few more and you can see on the other side, can you see if I hold it like that they're starting to stand up? Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. All right. I got a big day of stamping today. I've got a class this afternoon with my with this actual suite of products. So it was sort of a part of a fun weekend. Yesterday we did sun prints, which was fun. Today we're doing Hues of Happiness. Okay, that looks good. So like I said, you don't have to do that. You don't have to poke them all, but poke a few just to give you that nice little dimension. And we're going to clean that up. All right. Gosh, they're flying everywhere, these little bits. Okay. So now I want to glue this down, and I'm going to just use my white glue. Now you could pop this up, but I'm going to be popping up so much of the other elements that I think it would be a little too much for mailing. Okay. You only want it to be so heavy and so high, don't you, if you're going to mail your card to someone? I've gotten quite a few cards from my team and my customers because I'm celebrating my 20th anniversary with Stampin' Up! And it just reminded me that never underestimate the power of sending and receiving a card. It makes you feel really great to go to the mailbox and find a pretty handmade card. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. All right, now what I've done is I've gone ahead and just taken some of the designer series paper and picked some of the flowers that I want to cut, because they actually can be cut out with the die. Here's a trick. On this die, there's, I don't know how to describe this, but it's almost like a little parentheses, got a little point. And I use that because I find that I can line up my flower better that way. So, as she says, and then she doesn't, then she can't find it. I find that, really, trust me, I'll figure it out. I find whenever I'm doing something live, it can go haywire. I'm sure I've got the right flower and the right die. Pretty sure I do. Gosh, why are you giving me a hassle? Okay, this is funny. Good thing you guys all like me. Okay, there we go. So let's get the mini in here. Again, we've got the gray plate, whoops, and the clear plate, which I say kind of jokingly because it's anything but clear, isn't it? Okay, and I've moved of course I've moved it again. So now I'm trying to find it. I don't know if this is the right die for this flower. This is so weird. This is weird. Okay, getting there. Sorry guys, talk amongst yourselves. What a nightmare. I don't know if that is the right flower or the right die or what I've done. Let's try this one instead. I've never had this problem, you guys. I'm losing my mind. There we go. Okay. There. Okay, so let me cut this pink one first, and then I'll show you what the problem was. I know what the problem is now. When you stamp this image, okay, you've got, I'll show you what that looks like. When you stamp the image like this, you can, line it up a lot easier than you can with the designer series paper, which I forgot. So it's always good to show you guys something so that when you're trying to do it, you don't make yourself crazy. And I think what happens with the paper is while this does cut this out beautifully, there are parts of the flower that are kind of, I don't know how to say this. They're not invisible, but they're lighter than the stamped image. So you can't really see where to line it up. Does that make sense? Hi, Judy. Use your mini vacuum. I know, Modi. I don't know where I've done with my, I had it on my desk. My team member Sharon sent it to me and I cleaned up and now I don't know where the heck it went. So yes, of course I should be using my vacuum. Duh, right? Bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. My gosh, this is a little bit of a nightmare today. I've never had this where I can't cut something out. There we go. Okay, I'm just trying to line it up, you guys. And I think I'm, oh gosh, if you didn't laugh, you'd cry, wouldn't you? Well, I don't want to cry, so we'll keep working on it. There we go. That's the problem. So you can see here, I hope, that can you see that what was throwing me off is see this white bit down here? It's because it's the way the paper's printed, it's lighter on the outside. And so you get that weird feeling that you're not cutting out the whole flower. Gosh, how long did that take me? Hi, Gail. Hi. Oh, I said hi, Sharon. Hi, Mary. Okay. Good thing, Janet, we've got our Hues of Happiness class this afternoon. So hopefully I'll remember this for the class. And if I don't, you can perk up and say, remember you said? I'll go like, oh yeah, I'll be an expert by this afternoon. Gosh, too funny. Okay, so we've got that. Now I want to cut out these fantastic leaves. They're easy. Grab my scissors. So I want to use this one here. And see this flower that can also be cut out. So I don't want to just, lop it off. And then this one here, even though, grab it, even though, see how it's just at the edge of the paper? It's okay because I'm going to be sticking it under one of the petals. So it won't matter if I can't see the whole stem. Okay, so that way you don't have to waste these precious images. There we go. And I'm just going to use a little bit of tape because it helps me keep that in place. I'm a person who uses my tape a lot, and I use it over and over, and I would say that it is time for a new piece of tape. It's a little less sticky. This is not regular Scotch tape, you guys. This is the removable tape. You want to make sure that you use that. Are there any SP dies that cut out the exact inlet, leaving a white border? No, they all, well, I'm going to say no. They tend to leave a white border. Let me just check that out for you, hon. 1 second here. With one of the ones that I stamped, let me look. No, so here, Judy. So here's one. The reason it leaves a border, Judy, is because it would be really difficult to line it up so that if it didn't, it would be like when you cut out a image, like if you fussy cutting, you always leave a little bit of space around. You don't cut right to the edge because it looks less choppy and you have less chance of it looking, well, a mess, I guess, for lack of a better word. The dies that we produce now, last maybe 4 years, are made specifically for Stampin' Up. The dies that we had prior to that were really hard to line up, and these ones are much easier. So yeah, you're always going to get that border, but I actually like the border. So maybe I'm in the minority. I don't know. Do you guys like the border or not the border? What do you guys think? Border, borderless. I'm just looking here in my little pile because I wanted one more leaf. And just rummaging through my scraps, you guys. Like I said, for those of you who don't join me every week, really, I'm not this bad usually. So please join me next week when I'll be a little more organized. I want to cut out one more of these. So I'm just going to go to my paper. I love this paper. Oh my gosh, there's so many flowers. Like there's literally, I don't even know. I'm sure somebody has counted how many flowers you can cut out. It's probably hundreds, I'm thinking. So let me just, that's why I like my tape, because then I can figure out what I'm doing here. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Judy. I mean, I don't think there are any dies. There's some demonstrators on here with me. Hi, Jeanette. Do you guys pipe up? Does anybody know if there's any dies that we sell that don't leave an edge? I think they're supposed to on purpose to make it easier to line up. But somebody else pipe in if you know the answer. Help each other out here. Here's all my little bits. Okay, so we got flowers, and we've got leaves. Go. So where we go. Excellent. Whew, that was a bit of a marathon, wasn't it? All right, let's put this together. Okay, so here's what we had earlier. Now, first thing I want to do, grab some of this beautiful, this is fresh freesia, and I want to lay it across my card. So I'm going to just measure. That's very scientific measuring. Okay, so what I did was I laid it across 3 times. So I'll measure this for you guys so we can see how much we've got here. So that's 12, about 17 inches of ribbon. Okay, and I'm going to use a piece of Scotch tape just to keep that in place because the other elements are going to cover that up. Okay, so let's do that. And I want to just kind of pinch that a little bit. Can you see that? So we're just going to go lengthways like that. There we go. So there's my ribbon. Because when we go to put our flowers on, we're going to have them like that. So that was what I was trying to explain to you guys. That's actually part of the flower. And it's very, very faint. I don't even know if you can see it. So that looks like it's a white edge, but it's actually a lighter version. And that's why I was having so much trouble lining it up. So hopefully that helps you guys when you go to use it and you think, oh yeah, it's not me. All right, let's put this on. So I wanted a flower with some greenery, right? And sometimes you have to play with the flower to see which kind of angle you want it at. I think that's a good angle. Yeah, I like that. And then these guys, I want one of them, I think like that. And I'm using just Scotch tape. I just find it easier. You also, you know what else is really good is a glue dot. Glue dots work awesome. And I think sort of like that. Okay. So here's our flowers. This is what we're going for here. Can you see that? So let's get those on. Now I'm going to pop those up with dimensionals. Anybody got any more comments? Nope. You guys are just watching. Okay. See, sometimes when things go wrong, they actually go right because it allows me to show you why something works the way it does. So I'll have to remember that so I don't panic next time that happens to me. Kind of want that like that. Okay, and then this guy is going to be popped up. Now, this one's popped up once, so whenever you put something on top, you want to figure out where you're going to put this because this can be glued, but then these are going to have to be, we call it, I don't know what I call it. I call it double popped, which really means that I'm putting a dimensional down and then I'm grabbing another one, so it's like a double decker. And the reason we're doing it is because it has to be higher than this one, right? Or it'll just sort of lay kind of in a weird way. Okay, go. I'm just doing this, you guys, to show you, but also to see where I can put another dimensional. Because I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this edge. And that's the edge that's going to be stuck down to my original flower. So let's kind of, I think that looks kind of nice. There we go. What do you think? I like that. That looks good. All right. Next, we need a saying. So here's the stamp set. Sending many thanks for all you do. I really like that one. Congratulations is great. Happy birthdays. Wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. That would be great with the happy birthday. So this is a great set for sentiments. And don't you love the font where you've got the mixed font, where you've got the handwriting and then just the regular, sans serif kind of writing. Hi, Lynn. Well, here's the thing. I have now got a piece of gorgeous grape strip here. And just one sec. I had some other, I was playing around what color would be best. And I thought that the grape would look nice. So we're going to just use this. I think that looks good. So let's get this stamped. I have chosen sending many thanks because I think we do tend to send a lot of thank you cards. At least I do. Do you guys? It's kind of my number one thing that I send, probably because it's my business. And that's the one that, I'm going to send either to my customers or my team, right? So let's set this up for embossing because I like embossing. It pops. I like it better than stamping. So I've got a border, an embossing buddy here, sorry. And I'm going to swipe it across my paper to get rid of all the oil that's in your fingers. Now, you may think, well, I don't have an embossing buddy. Good news, in the upcoming catalog, they have returned the embossing buddy along with a fabulous tray to catch all your embossing powder. It's also got a set of tweezers and a little brush if you get embossing powder where you don't want. So watch for that in the upcoming July to December catalog. And speaking of which, my partner in Canada, Ange McKay and I are offering a class. Boy, I'm having a day today, aren't I? That's a good thing I don't panic. are offering a launch party. We have fun at our launch parties. If you've ever been to one, I hope you have fun. And on July 23rd and July 24th. So we're going to be offering a class, and we're going to feature the Sweetest Christmas, which is a fabulous suite of products. So when you get your catalogs in the mail, or if you're a demonstrator, you can look online and see what the suite looks like. Hi, Josie. Oh, nice to see you. Hi, Cheryl. Did I ever say hi to Cheryl and Lynn? Hi, you guys. Okay. Just going to heat set that. I love the way it pops out. So much, I don't know, I just love it compared to stamping. I seem to be doing a lot of embossing lately. I don't know. Maybe it's my imagination, but it seems like I'm embossing everything. So I want to pop this one up. Okay. Now, again, we're going to need a double decker on one side here. And on the other side, I can put one more double decker kind of in the middle. Just stacking the dimensionals. These are sticky ones. Whew. And then I want to put a little bit of glue at this end, just like we did on the flower, because I want it to anchor it to that flower, right? So let's do that. Okay. Whoops. Let's make it straight, because I've set this as an angle, but this one should actually be straight. Here we go. Let me see. Is my eyes good? Okay. Okay. All right. Finishing up with these Glimmer Dots. Love these. Look how bright and beautiful they are. Let me put a piece of paper underneath. Look at this. You got the gorgeous grape. I think this is Melon Mambo. Look at this pool party, but it's a really bright pool party. And I want to grab one of these gorgeous grape, the large ones. I want to put it in the center of my flower, and then I'm going to put the, I think this is Melon Mambo. I'm going to put that in the center of that flower. There we go. I love the colors of this card too, Carol. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Love. Now that's the gorgeous grape. My original card, I used the Highland Heather as my sentiment piece. So I'm not sure which one I like better. This one went with this flower a little bit better. And then I thought this one was a little bit darker for that flower. So I'm not quite sure which one I like better. You guys can decide. So easy, right? Once you figure out where your dies go. But that was actually good. I'm glad that happened so you could see how to do it. Let me show you some other cards I've made. How about this one? Same idea, only I've used a straight piece, and then I've covered the whole back with the piece of designer series paper. And these are more of the brighter cards, colors that go with like the Melon Mom. And again, these flowers are cut from the DSP. Here's a card. I think these are called bridge cards. Again, these are cut from the DSP. And there's one of the other flowers that also works. And remember I was telling you about that fantastic die? Let me show you. This one here that looks like a little notebook that you've ripped out the page. And then this opens, whoops, like so. Sort of a fancy fold. Okay. This one is a case, which is a copy and share everything right from the front of the catalog. Okay. Hi, Bet. Thank you. Thanks for your kind comments. So that's just copied right off the front of the catalog. When you're stuck, the catalog is your friend. Just go and copy something. I made this on a live last month, I think. And you can see here's the same die we used today, but I just split it onto two pieces. Okay, love that. And then, a month ago, I made some Starburst cards, and this was one using the Hues of Happiness 12 by 12 designer series paper, because look at all the beautiful designs that you get in that paper. Isn't that great? And then I showed you this one. This is the one I made the other night. So we've got stamped and colored with Stampin' Blends and just cut out from the paper. So you can see you can do either. And there's that other die that ends up looking like, here it is, a film strip. Isn't that cool? Love that. If you guys are scrapbookers, that would be a great die for that. And then we also decorated, as I said earlier, the envelope flap, right? Now, this card that we made today, here it is, let me bring it back. I enter a contest every month, and I'll have a post about where you can vote. And if you like this card, I'd really appreciate it if you could vote for me. So it will be on my blog tomorrow after 3 p.m. Pacific time. So my blog is stampcrazywithalison.ca, and you can head over there and you'll find the link to go and vote. Okay, so I really appreciate it if you wouldn't mind doing that. All right, there we go. So what else have we got to say? It would be hard to choose. Yeah, I think, Carol, it's hard because they are, you know, the color goes with kind of the flower that I chose, right? So thanks, you guys. Oh, hi, Pam. Thank you so much. You do need this set, Carol. You need the whole shoot and match. Just give into it. Buy the whole suite. You need it. And I just remind you guys that joining me late, I have a class. The registration for that class is up until June 15th. If you're joining my class this afternoon, my Hues of Happiness class, as part of our lunch weekend, the class that I'm taking registrations for is 4 completely different cards than the ones we're doing today. Okay, and that's about it, I think. Okay, well, you guys, thank you so much. And I will see you, yes, I'll see you, Diane, in an hour and a half for our class. You too, Janet. Have a great day. Hope you get some creative time in this week. I will see you again on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, so you can adjust for your time zone. Thanks a lot, you guys. Have a great day.